There's some massive rubs back in here. Wow. If you like being a well-rounded outdoorsman, this is a good channel for you. I have a goal of finding 5 new big buck bedding areas before next season. It's December. I want to get 1 each time I go out scouting. My goal is to get to 5. I think it's going to happen by next season. Stick around. We'll see if that happens today to at least find 1 of them. So I wasn't seeing much sign on one side of the creek. I had to cross. I just thought there's too much human activity on that side. The deer aren't going to want to be there. And I'm really glad I did. On public land, I look for as much diversity as possible. Don't waste your time looking for deer in habitat. That's all the same. You might find a deer every now and then. You may have shot a deer years ago in that situation, but you're decreasing your odds a great deal by seeing deer, especially finding the deer you're probably after. All right, so now I made it through the clear cut, which is back over there. Kind of just looped around it. So as I go back through this stuff, I'm bound to see sign because there's food, thick cover, and diversity. This is what I'm talking about. So it is late season, but you've got thick cover in here. I was standing out there last time I talked to you, right there in the open. And the second I walked in here, you can see all of this stuff that they're going to be eating on, woody browse and all that kind of stuff. And instantly, I've got deer tracks in here because they come in here and they browse. I can see autumnala back there. You can see mature trees starting right there. If you just take a look back, look, you've got trees that are 30, 40, 50 feet high. You've got understory, big clear cut over there, food source, massive food source, bedding for does, maybe bucks on the edge of it occasionally. You've got all this other type of vegetation that grows below those mature trees, but above this thick food source down here. And by thick, I mean that's thick, and then occasionally they'll feed in here, as you can see by these tracks. Just kind of following this deer track right here. Probably a pretty good trail the deer feels comfortable about traveling around. But as I keep going up, the cover just keeps getting better and better. Now, I mean, there is a point where thick is too thick over there. You can see this rub right here. It's a really neat little space. And you're not going to see people back here because you have to cross water. And people are afraid of water for some reason, most people. It's just pockets of these little diverse habitats. That's all it is. If you look here, this is an old rub from a couple years ago. Maybe last year. Oh, look at that. You've got a rub over there on that tree. And then right here, look at this. What I found. A bed. Right there. But it's a nice area, you know. There's a decent track coming in, decent tracks coming out. And I see another rub back there. Let's keep going. This is fun. Kind of putting all these pieces together. Look at this autumn olive that's forming over like that. If that kept growing in a couple years, this would be really good back here. Let's go check out this rub. Look what I'm approaching. These are fun. You got little dink rubs like that. Yeah, not so fun. Then you get up here and you got some nice ones right here. Those are good. Obviously heading in that direction. I'm facing the rubs right now behind the camera. This is a nice little area in here. I'm definitely going to remember all this. We have to start marking up my onX so I can get some data and start kind of figuring out where all these rubs are and kind of pinpoint and see this area generally. That's a really cool thing to do whenever you see rubs. You know, a lot of them like I'm seeing now. Big or small, doesn't matter. Start marking them in. You can pattern these rub lines. You can determine kind of the boundaries of the bucks, where they're putting down their scent and where they're marking things. That's a really good thing to do because if you scout, let's say you scout 20 properties a year, I guess it's pretty average, I have no idea. But let's say that's what you do. You're not going to remember all these details. And sometimes I take pictures of them, of the rubs on my phone. And then I also put notes on my onX of what direction the rubs are heading, because that, you know, shows you which way the buck is going, obviously. Deer like being in here, as you can see. There's a rub right here, rub back in here, rubs there, tracks. They're definitely comfortable. This one right here, there's some massive rubs back in here. Wow, look at this. I mean, these are big. Look at this. That thing is huge. Now the whole thing isn't rubbed all the way around it. And I want a buck trail right here. Hold on a second. These tracks probably aren't the deer that made that, by the way. Look at that rub back there. Holy shnikes. Rubs right there. You can see older ones from like last year probably. And then over here, if you follow this trail, this sucks walking in here, by the way. Got another massive one right here. There's a good rub there. This rub is real big. Look at the other side of that tree. I walked right past this one. Clearly coming in here. That's a dandy right there. Marking up this tree right there. Tracks everywhere. Shoot. I kind of want to hunt this now. Forgot to mention that it's Christmas and I'll probably go home eventually. See this scat. There's no way the buck that made that rub put down that scat there. Good size rub right here. Nothing huge. Yeah, look at that thing. Look at it from this side. That is massive. Wow. You can see those other ones up there. Way up there. I know I've got my GoPro so it doesn't zoom in. Guys, this is cool. When you find spots like this, mark them down, take pictures, take good notes in your Onyx. That's why that note feature is on the bottom of your Onyx. This gives me the opportunity to get up into a tree around here, which there aren't many. All right, so I marked this on Onyx. I'm all figured out. I'm gonna have to go back in the computer and kind of organize things a little bit. And now I gotta start looking for a tree around here and mark that, take a picture of it so I know how to access it for next fall. Possibly that one if I get high enough. Have to shoot over those bushes right there. You'd have to get at least 20 feet. And then possibly this one right here, depending. All right, so I marked this on Onyx. I'm all figured out. This time of year with snow on the ground, you're not gonna find scrapes really. I guarantee you there's scrapes back there because there's doe bedding and a food plot. Clear cut, excuse me. And so you're gonna probably find his bed somewhere back in there. I'll probably walk right past it. So I'm gonna have to be really careful. Maybe come back this spring and look for his bed. This is a really nice spot in here. Found a good rub line, found good thick areas, found diversity in habitat, found food, lots of food, found a creek for difficult access, even though it's not that difficult, but for some reason people think it is. I think we're onto something here. We've got a nice plan set up for next fall. I'm excited because my goal was to find 5 new areas where mature bucks roam, or at least one mature buck roams. It's starting to rain. Sorry about that. And once I found those areas, kind of be set for a plan for next fall rather than just hunting smaller bucks. So we've got a good plan. I found one spot. We've got at least 4 more to find. I think it's something that's going to happen. Stick with me as I continue my scouting journey. It's only December. I've got 4 more to find. I think that'll happen. I just need to keep sticking to what I teach all of you, people who watch my videos: diverse habitat, food, thick cover, water source. You got those, you got deer in almost any area where there's whitetails. Thanks for spending your time with me. I'll see you next time. Weekly videos, the Relentless Sportsman channel. My name is Corey. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.